Hello all my dear student friends. Welcome to this session. In today's lecture we are going to study the Taylor's principle. So this Taylor's principle guides us about the use of go and the no go gauges with respect to the maximum and minimum material conditions. So with respect to the maximum material conditions and the minimum material conditions, the Taylor's principle guides us about the use of the go gauges and the no go gauges. So according to Taylor's principle, go and no go gauges should be designed to check maximum and minimum material conditions as below. So go limit is applicable for maximum material condition. So there is a relation between go limit and maximum material condition, or go limit, this designation is applied to maximum material condition, that is upper limit of shaft and lower limit of hole. So maximum material means the shaft is having maximum size and the hole is having minimum size. When the hole is of minimum size, then you will find that the material will be maximum, and if the shaft is having maximum size, then automatically the material will be maximum. Now the no go limit, this designation of no go limit is applied to minimum material condition. So minimum material condition is referred to lower limit of shaft and upper limit of hole. That means when the shaft is having minimum size, then the material is minimum, or the hole is having maximum size, then the material is also minimum. Then also the material is minimum, because if the hole is larger, then the material will be minimum, and if the shaft is larger, that means material will be maximum. So this is just a common sense. So for go and no go plug gauges, which are used for checking holes, so the plug gauges are used for checking the holes. So if the go is entering inside the job, it means that actual size of the job is greater than the maximum limit of the hole. So now we are checking the hole, right? And go must enter, so that the job is within the limit, the size of the job is within the limit. So if go goes, it indicates that the actual size of the job is greater or equal to maximum limit of the hole. And if no go doesn't go, then the actual size of the job is less or equal to the size of maximum limit of the hole. Now for the snap or the ring gauges, which are used for checking the shafts, if go is entering, it means the actual size of the shaft is less or equal to the size of maximum limit of the shaft. And if no go is unable to enter, it means the actual size of the manufactured shaft is greater or equal to the size of the maximum limit of shaft, right? Sorry, size of the minimum limit of the shaft. So no go cannot enter, it means the actual size is greater or equal to the size of the minimum limit of the shaft. That means when go is entering and no go is not entering, that means the actual size lies between the maximum limit and the minimum limit, or the actual size is less than the maximum limit and it is less than the minimum limit. But the actual size is less or equal to maximum limit, that is clear from the fact that go is able to enter, and the actual size is greater than the minimum limit of the shaft, that is ensured by the fact that the no-go is unable to enter. So this was about the shaft, and previously we have studied about the hole. Now with the help of this figure, things will be more clear. So this is the shaft and these are the plug gauges. So this is the go plug gauge and this is the no go plug gauge. So you can see that the size of the go plug gauge is equal to the lower limit of the hole. So when the size is within the limits, then go plug gauge can enter. So this go plug gauge is able to enter because the actual size of the shaft is greater than the minimum limit. Therefore go plug gauge can enter. Now this no go plug gauge cannot enter because the actual size of the shaft of the hole is less than the maximum limit, because the size of the no go is equal to maximum limit and size of this hole is less than the maximum limit or equal to the maximum limit. Therefore no go cannot enter. Now in case of the shaft, we are using the say ring gauges. So this is the ring gauge which is the go and this is the ring gauge which is the no go. So here this size of the go ring gauge is equal to the maximum limit of the shaft, right? So this go ring gauge, we are able to insert the shaft inside the go ring gauge because the actual size of the shaft is less than the higher limit, and this shaft is unable to enter inside the no go ring gauge because the actual size of the shaft is greater than the minimum limit. So this is the minimum limit, this is the maximum limit, this is the tolerance zone. So this is the shaft under test and this is the hole under test. So this is the go plug gauge and this is the no go plug gauge, right? So no go plug gauge is unable to enter, go plug gauge is able to enter if the size lie between the maximum and the minimum limit, that is within the tolerance zone which is specified for both the hole as well as the shaft. Now what is the meaning of maximum and minimum material condition with respect to the size of the shaft and the hole? So the type of condition then for hole or for shaft. So these are the headings of the table. What is the type of condition? So the type of condition may be maximum material condition. If the maximum material condition is there, then the hole is having lower limit and the shaft is having maximum limit. That means the hole is having the minimum size and the shaft is having maximum size. In that case the material is maximum, so that condition is called as maximum material condition. Now what is minimum material condition? When the size of the hole is maximum, high limit of hole, and the size of the shaft is minimum, low limit of the shaft, then the material is minimum. So that is called as the minimum material condition. Please neglect this word figure. So minimum material condition will be there when the hole is the largest one and the shaft is the smallest one. So just it is a part of common sense that if you make a bigger hole, then the material, more material will be removed and therefore we will have less material with the job. And in case of shaft, if the shaft is having maximum size, maximum diameter, in that case the material with the shaft will be maximum. So that is just a common sense. Now with the help of this figure, we can study the same thing. This is the hole, this is the datum or the reference line for the hole, and this is the zero line, this is the zero line. Now this zero line is common for the hole as well as the shaft, and this, with the help of this zero line, we can indicate the basic size for shaft and the hole. So the basic size is same for the shaft and the hole because the zero line and the datum line, both these lines are same for the shaft as well as the hole, right? So this is the tolerance zone So it is this tolerance zone lies, some part is lying above the zero line and some part is lying below the zero line. So here lies the maximum limit and here lies the minimum limit or lower limit. So when the hole is having maximum size, or when the diameter of the hole is maximum, then the material condition is minimum. We are having minimum material condition when the size of the hole is maximum. Similarly, here you can see that when the size of the hole is minimum, low limit of hole, that will show maximum material condition. Or when the size of the shaft is maximum, so either the size of the shaft is maximum, both the cases, when the size of the shaft is maximum and the size of the hole is minimum, that indicate the maximum material condition. Again, if you come to this side, then if the size of the shaft is minimum, then that is the minimum material condition. So minimum material condition is indicated by lower limit of shaft and higher limit of hole. That means when the hole is of maximum size and shaft is of minimum size, that is minimum material condition. So with the help of the same table, things will be still more clear. So maximum material condition, that means lower limit of hole. So this is the maximum material condition. So in maximum material condition, we are having lower limit of the hole, or the hole is of minimum size, and higher limit of shaft, that means shaft is of maximum size. So when shaft is of maximum size and hole is of minimum size, then that condition is maximum material condition. Now what is minimum material condition? Minimum material condition means high limit of hole. So here you can see that the limit of the hole is higher, or maximum size of the hole. So that is the minimum material condition. High limit of the hole is minimum material condition, and at the same time the lower limit of the shaft, low limit of the shaft is minimum material condition. So low limit of the shaft combined with high limit of the hole is minimum material condition. That means when hole is having maximum size and shaft is having minimum size, that is minimum material condition. And if shaft is having maximum size and hole is having minimum size, that is maximum material condition. So again, in order to understand the concept of maximum material condition and the minimum material condition, so generally we are using the metals. So maximum material or metal condition. Here minimum material or metal condition, it is written like this. So let us take one shaft and one hole, and both having the specified dimension, that is 40, and the tolerance is plus or minus 0.05 mm. So plus or minus 0.05 mm is the tolerance and 40 mm is the basic size, both for the shaft as well as the hole. So for this purpose, let us try to find the maximum and minimum material condition. The size is 40 plus or minus 0.05 mm. So 40 is the basic size, plus or minus 0.05 mm is the tolerance, right? So according to maximum material or maximum metal condition, for the shaft, highest diameter possible is upper limit of shaft. So upper limit will be equal to 40 plus 0.05, that is 40.05 mm. That is the upper limit of the shaft. So that is the maximum size of the shaft for maximum material condition. But for hole, the maximum material condition is defined by the lowest diameter permissible. So the lower limit of hole will be 40 minus 0.05, that is 39.95 mm. So in this case, when the size of the shaft is 40.05 mm and size of the hole is 39.95 mm, that is the maximum material condition. Now as per the minimum material condition, the shaft will have the lowest diameter possible, and that is nothing but 40 minus 0.05, that is 39.95 mm. So this is the size of the shaft for minimum material, that is 39.95 mm. And for hole, for minimum material, the diameter should be highest. So highest diameter possible is the upper limit of hole, that is 40 plus 0.05, that is 40.05 mm. So when the size of the hole is 40.05 mm and size of the shaft is 39.95 mm, that condition will be minimum material condition when the dimensions given for the hole and the shaft is 40 plus or minus 0.05 mm. So this was about the example regarding the maximum and minimum material condition. Now the Taylor's principle is giving some more information about the use of no-go and no-go gauges. So the go gauge will be used not only to check the dimension, not only check the dimensional tolerance, but the go gauge can also be used to check the geometrical tolerances like the straightness, squareness, location, etc. Whereas the no go gauge can only check one dimension at a time. So Taylor's principle states that go gauges should be of full form, so that go gauge should check all possible elements of dimension. So you will find that in case of snap gauges, the length of the go gauge is more than the no go gauge. So why the length of the go gauge is more? Because that will not only check the dimension, but it can also check the other parameters like the roundness, the location. So these other parameters, the circularity, the straightness, all these things can also be checked by the go gauge, but it is checked with respect to the maximum material condition, that it is checking whether the material location is extended beyond the limit. That means material is present where it should not be present. जिथं मटेरियल नाही पाहिजे तिथं सुद्धा मटेरियल आहे आणि गरजेपेक्षा जास्त मटेरियल आहे जेव्हा असतं तेव्हा गो गेज हा जात नाही, तर हे सुद्धा गो गेजनी आपण चेक करू शकतो. सो द गो गेज check all possible elements of dimension at a time, such as the roundness, taper, location, etc. In addition to the dimensional tolerances, the go gauges are also checking the geometrical tolerances like the roundness, taper, or the location, etc. Whereas no go gauge should check only one dimension at a time. No go gauges cannot check several dimensions at a time because it is not having assembly with the component. As go gauge assembles with the mating component, it should check number of dimensions. So since go gauge is assembling with the mating component for some time, therefore it can check the other dimensions also. It can also find out the errors in the form, in the shape, such as the error in the straightness, roundness, squareness, etc. These errors can also be checked by the go gauge, so which are outside the maximum material limit. So if the material lies outside the requirement, so if we are having some errors like the straightness, roundness, or the squareness due to the presence of material outside the maximum metal limit, then the go gauge cannot be inserted. So in this way the go gauge can check the other parameters also, whereas the no go gauge can check only one dimension of a part at a time in order to find any dimensions which are outside the minimum metal limit. So the go gauge, no go gauge, can check only one dimension. It can check only one parameter at a time in order to find out any dimensions which are outside the minimum metal limit. So the no go gauge corresponds to the minimum metal limit checking, whereas the go gauge will check the maximum limit of material. Now let us study few other gauges, the plain plug gauges. Let us start with the plain plug gauges. So here you can see this is a plain plug gauge. This is the front view. So this front view is important, and here you can see the two ends. This is one end, this is the another end. So this red band indicates that this is the no go and this is the go side of the gauge, right? So this go size will be, this diameter will be slightly less than this one, because this is the no go and this is the go. So what is the size? The size is also written, 25 mm is the basic size, right? And the size of the no go will be 25 plus 0.018. It is 25 H7. So H is the basic hole, so it is checking the basic hole, and 7 indicates the tolerance grade. So according to the 7, that value of tolerance, according to the IT grade 7, the value of tolerance calculated will be 0.018 mm. So the maximum limit will be 25 plus 0.018 mm, and that is the size of the no go gauge, and the size of the go gauge will be 25 minus 0.018 mm in case of the plug gauge. So this is the plug gauge, this is the rear view of the plug gauge, and here some manufacturer details specifications are written, and here you can see this is the go is written here and no go is written here. So actually this no go is also specified by this red band, and on this side you are having the no go, on this side you are having the go part of the gauge, go end of the gauge. So this was about the plain plug gauges. Now we are also having the ring gauges. So these are the single ended ring gauges. So ring gauges are used to check the shafts or the external dimensions, right? So here this go is shown, the go type of gauge is shown. So this is a ring gauge, and the shaft can be inserted inside this hole of the ring gauge if it lies within the limits. If the size of the shaft is less than the higher limit, then the shaft can enter inside this hole. So the size of this hole is 25, and now since this is the go end, it will be 25 plus 0.018, because it is the go end, so it will give the maximum size, right? And 7 indicate the tolerance, so the tolerance is 0.018 as per the tolerance grade IT7, that is calculated as per the IT7 tolerance grade, the calculations we have seen previously. So this was the plain ring gauge, single ended plain ring gauge. Now we are also having using the snap gauges. So these are nothing but the snap gauges. Two types of snap gauges are shown, though the function is same, only shape is different. This is the rib type snap gauge. Again it is a double ended, that means this is the no go end and this is the go end. So two ends are there, but this is a rib type snap gauge and this one is the plate type snap gauge. Again it is double ended, so this is the go end and this is the no go end. So the no go end is indicated by the red band, or it is written also no go, but this red band clearly indicates that this is the no go, that means it is the area through which you should not enter. And here also this is the red band, so it is no entry zone. Red signal indicates no entry, and therefore red color is given to this no go end. A red band is provided to this no go end. So the nominal size is 25 mm, that is the basic size, and since this is the no go end, the size of this will be smaller, that is 25 minus 0.015, and the size of this will be 25 plus 0.015. But if the tolerance here is 0 to 0.15, then this size will be exactly 25 mm and this will be 25.015, right? Because this is the go, so this size should be slightly more and this size should be slightly less, so that the shaft should not be able to insert, we should not be able to insert the shaft here, because this is the no go end. Again this is the go end and this is the no go end, and the sizes are same, only thing is the shape is same, shape is different. This is the plate type snap gauge, and this is the rib type snap gauge. So this was about the snap gauges. Now we have ended this topic uh, of tolerances and fits and gauges. So thank you, my dear friends.